it was the first day of school in a certain town. The lady teacher in a class full of third grade students focused on making the children comfortable on the very first day of school. So these were third grade students who had all resumed back to school after their summer break. So some of the kids were having a tough time adjusting, as well as some were even crying. So to make sure that the kids got comfortable, this class teacher did a lot of icebreakers, and she decided that that day she would not go into any academic topic, rather have a good time and make the kids comfortable. So there were a lot of riddles and a lot of games which the teacher engaged in on that particular day. Now towards the end of the day, she asked a riddle to the entire class of these third grade students. So the riddle was, what is this 6 alphabet word which can attract things to it, as well as it's something which can pick up certain objects? So what is this thing which has 6 alphabets, or this word which has 6 alphabets, which has the power to attract certain objects as well as pick things? So what is it? So she asked the students to write their respective answers on a piece of paper and share it with her. So the intelligent or the smart students wrote the answer as magnet. There were some students who gave all kinds of other answers. Remember, these are third grade students. Some didn't have an answer, so they just gave their empty sheet to the teacher. And out of all the responses, there was one child who mentioned mother. And the teacher was actually surprised when she saw this particular child who has written the word mother for this particular object, which she also had thought to be magnet. So magnet was actually the answer. However, mother was the answer which the child gave. And then she got thinking about it, and she also asked the child to mention the reasons why he stated that mother is the answer for the riddle. So this child had a very profound set of statements. So he said, my mother is the most beautiful person in the world. And whenever me or my sister fall down, she is always the first to pick us up. So she's always there to support us, pick us, and ensure that we are at our best. And this was very hard hitting to the class teacher. So although magnet was the answer to that particular riddle, the word mother was also definitely one of the answers. Soon later, the bell rang and the students were allowed to leave the school. And since it was the first day, the school actually allowed the parents to come to the classroom and pick the kids and take them home. So this particular child, his mother also came into the classroom, and the teacher had the opportunity to meet this student's mother. And this boy had mentioned that his mother is the most beautiful person in the world. And the reality was, she was not. However, the point was, for each child, his or her mother is the most beautiful person in this world. So today is Mother's Day, a very special day. However, my perspective is that every day needs to be a Mother's Day. So just like the child who mentioned that the mother is the most beautiful person on the planet, as well as mother is who picks us when we are down, who supports us and motivates us when the chips are down. So that's extremely factual. And one point we need to realize, that mothers have various qualities which all of us know. For many or most of us, our mothers are our role models. Our mothers have actually supported us during our darkest times. When we had no light at the end of the tunnel, they are the people who motivated us and told us that there is definitely light at the end of the tunnel. Mothers have so many qualities. These includes the ability to have compassion, to care, to support, to nurture, to nourish, as well as to multitask. I don't think there is anyone else who can multitask as well as mothers can. And all the qualities that mothers have, if the rest of us were able to imbibe and emulate, I'm sure the world would have been a better place. However, the reality is, it's not that easy to have all these qualities that I mentioned, especially the ability of compassion as well as the ability to multitask. So I came about a statement many years ago that there can be a bad son or there can be a bad daughter. However, there cannot be a bad mother. That's extremely truthful and it's a fact. A mother always puts her kids above everything else. She will sacrifice everything to make sure that the children have a better life. I don't think there is any better relationship or stronger emotion when it comes to the mother and child relationship. So the point is, we all have our mothers as our role models, and it's always good to have our mothers as our role models, as our best friends. And regardless of however old you become, one point is, for you as well as for your mother, there's always going to be this journey that you have gone through. And for every mother, regardless of how old her child is, the child will always be small for her. So that's something which is very unique. So one point we need to realize that imbibing the qualities that our role model stands for is going to be important. However, the fact is, it's most difficult to do. We can try to imbibe the qualities and try to follow the qualities. However, the fact is, mothers are superwomen. They are Wonder Women. And I don't think many of us can even come anywhere close to the qualities that our mothers have. Because they have been bestowed with these qualities where they can actually create and ensure that people around them, especially their children and family, see the best in terms of time. And even during the toughest times, they're always the first to motivate and support. So my request for all of us, please ensure that we have this relationship with our mothers, which is extremely cherished, and do not do anything where we cause any issue to our mothers, because at the end of the day, life is short. Enjoy every moment. Let every day of your life be a Mother's Day. So with a lot of my friends who have lost their mothers, so let me tell you, it's one of the biggest losses that they would have seen. I think it's the biggest loss for them, because the void of not having a mother is something which is very difficult to overcome. However, it's life. The reality of life is who has to come has to go. So what we can do, we can ensure that whatever time that we have with our parents, especially our mother, we ensure that we make the most out of it. We do whatever is required to make our mothers happy. And as I mentioned, it's not just today which has to be a Mother's Day. Every day has to be a Mother's Day. Thank you very much for your time.